Nityananda Swami was my Guru and God for 6 years. For 6 years, I was a staunch devotee, and I served the Nityananda mission as a volunteer, an acharya, an organizer, and I was also one of the personal caretakers for Nityananda Swami. But ever since I became a key witness as a victim of his sexual abuse, in the charge sheet filed by Karnataka CID, Nityananda Swami considers me as his arch enemy. It has been 1.5 years, 18 months since the charge sheet was filed, but there is no sign of trial. And in the meanwhile, I have been facing extreme harassment, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, legally, financially. And I also have been facing grave threat to my life. I fear deeply that I may be silenced before the trial, just like my dear friend and Nityananda's personal secretary, Ma Nityananda Gopika. She has been missing for the past 2 years, ever since the scandal. This is the reason I have come to the media today, so that the truth can be known, so that you cannot make the same mistake that I did. At least you can save yourself. My name is Aarthi Rao. To protect my identity and my family's honor, my name was changed. My name was changed by Karnataka CID in the charge sheet as Amala. Because of the grave threats I am facing, I request permission to continue speaking this way. I was born and I grew up in a very traditional South Indian Brahmin family, raised by very loving and caring parents who inculcated me with values such as simplicity, humility, the desire to see goodness in all human beings, and the desire to serve society in every possible way. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from one of the top engineering colleges in the country. And I made my parents proud by studying masters in the US, again in mechanical engineering, with a scholarship. I was married to a person of my choice by my family, and we lived happily working in the US. We got our green card, followed by US citizenship, and settled in US. But because of my deep desire to do social service and a strong spiritual inclination, I ended up quitting my well-paying job in the US and joining the Nityananda mission to serve as a volunteer in whatever capacity I could. From my very first meeting of Nityananda in 2004, I was led to believe that he is a modern-day Messiah, born to lead humanity to enlightenment. And Nityananda also led me to believe that enlightenment was my life's purpose, and by achieving that, every desire and dimension of my life would be fulfilled. With very subtle but powerful indoctrination, I was led to believe, I was led to trust Nityananda utterly, drop my logical mind and intellect and surrender unconditionally to attain enlightenment or Jivan Mukti. And I was not the only one. There were many others like me who were more educated than me and even older than me, including psychologists. Even they trusted Nityananda completely as not just an enlightened master, but an avatar, an incarnation who would lead them to enlightenment. Little did I realize that my morals, my values, and my identity was slowly being destroyed, starting with my name. For 6 years, I was known as Ma Nityananda Premeshwari Mai in the ashram. I was made to feel in various ways, including with the title Mai, that I am a very special and spiritual person with various talks and programs, and as I realized later, with very subtle mind manipulation techniques, I was led to drop my reasoning mind. When Nityananda convinced me that I was the chosen one, I was the only one who was fortunate to be enlightened with a very special Vedic technique. And he called that as the path of Madhura Bhava, or loving the divine as the beloved. It was very confusing and shocking at first. But with his glib talks, he completely convinced me to accept and trust the Master and surrender completely to become enlightened. In 2009, Vinay Bharadwaj, another member of the Nityananda family, spoke to me and told me that Nityananda was abusing many women and men under the guise of enlightenment. But I refused to believe him. He is the same person who has come forward as a victim in the second charge sheet that has been filed against Nityananda. Later,